Moving on to the Dallas Cowboys, will be starting their season a week from today. Unfortunately, it's going to be against the Philadelphia Eagles in Philadelphia. Gonna have to see them raise the banner if you decide to watch that game. But damn, dude, it's gonna
Yeah,
it's gonna suck.
it's gonna be nauseating.
It's gonna be
But
nauseating.
I wouldn't have it any other way. I really wouldn't. What an opportunity for this team. The first game of the Brian Schottenheimer era. What an opportunity. Hopefully Micah Parsons plays. We'll get to that in a second. But what an opportunity to spoil the night of the Philadelphia Eagles if this is the first game of the Schottenheimer era and a new offense, new look offense for the Cowboys. Great opportunity at hand for them to start the season off on the right foot.
Well, I mean, that would be a really great start to the shoddy era. I mean, you have a game where, I mean, when's the last time that we've won in Philadelphia? It's been a pretty long time.
Usually,
It's been at least 4 or 5 years, 4 years, right?
usually when they win in Philadelphia, it's when we're much better and they're playing a backup QB or a guy who's not necessarily as good. Let me look
A
this
lot
up.
of times we play them very late in the season in
Yeah.
Philadelphia, but I mean, it's a very tough game, but the thing that really disappointed me from the transition from Jason Garrett to Mike McCarthy was the lack of discipline still there. The lack of just having these issues that you seem to feel like are only the Cowboys. The clock management against San Francisco in the wild card game in 2021. The last game or the last play against the 49ers in 2022. Um, where Kavate Turpin just got blown up. And Zeke was our snapper for some reason. All these stuff is just like, man, this is not a winning formula, obviously. Um, and you kind of want to just see a solid win that doesn't have any issues with discipline or clock management or anything like that. That would be a obviously a huge step up for the Dallas Cowboys, but um I mean, hey, I'll always say that if the Cowboys go 3-14 for the season, won't lose any sleep as long as those 3 wins are against the Philadelphia Eagles and the Green Bay Packers. All right. Get those 3 wins. I could care less. Lose to Carolina. I don't care. Lose to the Giants for once. Give them a win. Let's be nice. Give them a win.
Nah, don't give them a win.
No, give them
Never
a
want.
win. Let's get that first pick. Let's get Arch Manning.
No, some people are really counting out this team on a serious note. Um, Again, I've said in the past, we'll get more of a prediction episode next week, but I can see this team from 7 to 11 wins. I don't think it's crazy to say they'll have 11 wins, honestly. Do I think we're gonna see the range of having 12 to 13 for a while? Probably not, but I think this offense will really put this team on its back. And we've seen it before about the NFL kickoff. But stupid stuff happens on that for the Super Bowl champions usually. We've seen the Lions, kind of dominate the Chiefs in the fourth quarter when the Chiefs were raising up their banner. We've seen teams flat out have a dud on the opening night kickoff. It's not always a lock for the Super Bowl champions that are hoisting their banner on this night. So I'm not going to say it's a lock for the Cowboys to win, but it's a rivalry game. Anything can happen. And because of that factor of it being a divisional game, first of all, to start the year is awesome. And I think it gives the Cowboys a fair shot against Philadelphia. They play well against, Jalen Hurts. Even, and this is gonna be by the way, they don't usually have a lot of Jalen and Dak matchups like that actually matter with
Yeah.
both rosters healthy. This is gonna be
Mhm.
one of the few times we've seen them match up, and it's gonna be cool to see for an opening kickoff.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm also really obviously I think the most interesting thing about this game against Philadelphia, and again, we'll talk more about this next week, but I'm really excited to see how Dak can respond to actually having more than one weapon at wide receiver, and having George Pickens now on the other side of CeeDee Lamb. I think that that's going to be really interesting to see. That's going to be a really, really fun matchup to see George Pickens go up first game against our biggest rival in their home stadium. I think that I'll go ahead and throw in a say that he's going to go over for 100 yards. That's going to be my prediction. But um, we do have Micah Parsons, who is on the other side on the defense, looking more and more and more and more unlikely to play against Philadelphia, which is going to be a big hit. And we'll even see if he's on the team by the end of the year or if he's, I think that we are fully, I think the Cowboys are fully going to keep him. I don't think that they'll try to trade him at any point of the season, maybe, but I think that Micah looks like he's not going to play, right? I mean,
He'll play.
you
And
think he'll play?
I think he'll play. And the thing is, they could franchise tag him, and he will play.
That's what I'm
Uh,
saying.
I mean, he will play. If they don't get something done, he will get tagged, and he will play. But I do think that there is a strained relationship now. I absolutely do believe that. I'm obviously don't work for the Cowboys, but like when you see this happening and you see this prolonging and you see this bad relationship between his agent David Mulugheta and Jerry, David Mulugheta telling Jerry to stick this up your ass basically after his offer, I'm like, more people I see are starting to side with Jerry with this situation. I don't know if you pay attention with this because of this guy's agent. And I'm not going to say that Micah doesn't deserve this money, but they had an offer for him. It may have been late, but they did offer him. You can't say Jerry didn't try. So the situation is getting a little bit murky. It's gonna be one of those rare situations where you just hope Micah can really just uh, really help the team here because they need him. And I'm surprised I'm not hearing more players speaking out about this. I don't know if they have some, in-house policy about their players during this situation leading up to week one, possibly having a distraction, but I'm not hearing a lot of guys anymore vouching for Micah. They must just be thinking straight up about Philadelphia at this point, but it's a little weird to me. I don't know how you feel about it, but I haven't heard a lot of guys since, that Trayvon Diggs clip that came out in training camp about, 3 or 4 weeks ago. Um,
Oh, it's really weird, but at the same time, it's also really weird what's been going on with Jerry Jones, like where he's been going on the Michael Irvin podcast or the Michael Irvin show and telling him to go talk to Micah personally and stuff. Like,
oh my
Jerry,
God.
you're doing podcasts right now. This is, this is serious stuff. But I mean, Micah's such an elite player. Obviously, we talk about him having his comparisons to like Lawrence Taylor a lot. And people just thinking that he's one of, I mean, he is an elite talent. But and I don't know if this really is going to affect him, but him not playing with the team, him not being part of training camp now is going to be interesting to see if he does play in week one, if he's going to be, maybe not conditioned, maybe not ready, for week one against Philadelphia. Maybe he could have a limited role. I know that Schottenheimer said something about that a couple days ago about him maybe potentially having a limited role if he does end up playing. But I mean, I just I hope that it happens. I was thinking about this last night. It's like our luck with linebackers in recent history has just been so shot. And it would just be such a heartbreaker to lose someone like Micah Parsons, where we've seen the potential and we know that he can become one of the greatest linebackers in Dallas Cowboys history. You go back to Sean Lee and his injuries, Lane Vander Esch and his injuries, Jalen Smith and his injuries, and now even Demarion Overshown with his injuries. Our linebackers, man, in recent history have just been shot. And you want to see Micah Parsons go out there and succeed. And now it's looking a little bit unlikely at times that he can even play at some point. Hopefully he will play at some point this season, and hopefully it's against Philadelphia because again, that's one of the three games that I have marked on my calendar. All right, I need those wins. But
Yeah, and there's just I hate it for Overshaw how you mentioned that just as I'm wearing this Longhorn polo because he was one of the guys I've been hopeful of since day one, and
yep,
he's dealt with
absolutely.
so much injury. Man, it's just heartbreaking to see. But you look at Micah Parsons and you really hit the nail on the head. Like we've had so much unlucky things happen with our linebackers, and just you wish they were healthy, getting their money from day one, getting paid, and just set in stone for the team, not dealing with injuries. I mean, he's about to go with a second opinion now to get his back tested. So we'll see how that goes. I mean, he still hasn't been getting those reps as you mentioned. So even if he were to play week one, is he playing all those reps that we're accustomed to seeing him do? Is he going to
Mhm.
be in the field like as we expect him to be, or is he going to be having a ramp up plan as Brian Schottenheimer described it? So very murky situation here. It just absolutely sucks. But like every offseason for the Cowboys, we're used to this. It's not the Cowboys offseason without a little bit of drama.
Yep, and even the regular season as well. So, I mean, hey, it's just part of the Dallas Cowboys and hey, we'll definitely have a lot more about the Dallas Cowboys in their season preview next week, and so I'm really excited about that. But